Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the answer is yes, then you're ready.
Okay, maybe everyone but me knew this, but I just learned from the book I'm reading, I'll put it right here, that the 3 meals a day thing, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, is from colonialism and white supremacy. That when the European colonizers came and saw the indigenous people eating when they were hungry, they were like, they're savages, they're uncivilized. Because the white Europeans differentiated themselves from animals who would graze for their food when they were hungry by setting distinct meal times that correlated with time of day. And so that is why we eat 3 meals a day instead of just eating when we're hungry. Because the colonizers thought that that resembled animals too much.
What are hormone blockers and how do they affect your body? Well, I'm glad you asked. Hormone blockers are a series of injections and or an implant that you can have put in your arm that temporarily pauses puberty.
Oh, what do you mean temporarily pauses puberty?
For people assigned male at birth, puberty blockers will decrease facial hair and body hair growth, prevent your voice from getting deeper, and will limit eggplant growth.
And for people assigned female at birth,
hormone blockers will prevent boobie growth and getting your period.
no more periods. Ay!
However, once you stop taking puberty blockers, your body will then go into puberty, and that's why it's only temporary.
The obesity epidemic is a lie. Now, before you start being like, well, all these studies say that all these people are obese, you're not wrong. But what do these studies use to determine who's obese? It uses the BMI, which is the body mass index. If your BMI is above 30, you're supposedly obese. However, this 200-year-old formula was not supposed to be used on an individual level according to its creators, and also it doesn't take into consideration someone's height, someone's muscle, someone's bone density. Having a high BMI does not mean that you have a lot of fat, and having fat doesn't mean you're unhealthy. Then you might say, well, how can you explain the fact that people who are obese have health problems and heart problems? I can explain this. If you are constantly stigmatized for something, you don't want to go to the doctor very often. Especially since if you go to the doctor, they're only going to say, that's probably your weight, you should lose weight. There are so many cases of people having like cancer or something that's causing their pain or some kind of health problem, and it's dismissed because they have fat. They are fat. However, being fat and health problems, this is a correlation, not causation. I am not fat. According to the BMI, I'm not obese. I am my ideal weight, but I am extremely unhealthy, mostly due to genetics. And if it's not genetics, it's my environment. When it comes to someone's health, their genetics and environment play so much more a role in affecting it than the amount of fat on your body.
It doesn't matter that the shooter was trans. There has been more school shootings than the amount of school days in a school year. And how many of those shooters have been trans? Because I can't think of any others. This situation boils down to 2 facts and 2 facts only. No matter how someone identifies, whether they're a cis man or a trans man, nobody has the right to take away someone else's life. And it's on the US government to start listening to the people who are fighting against these massacres of innocent kids and wanting a better life for them and safety for them, and to enact better gun control laws. The right to bear arms amendment was put into place in case we the people ever had to overthrow our own government, not so people could take the lives away from innocent kids.
Ever since I got posted on the libs of TikTok, I'll, like, every few days I get, like, a whole bunch of, like, comments and hate and stuff from, like, dumb people. I just block them. I'm not going to engage in any of their conversations, any of their rhetoric. I know it's not going to do any good. The hate also just seems to stay on those main 2 videos of me showing off all of our Pride Week merch. So it's not like they're looking at my page. So I don't actually expect anyone to see this, apart from the people who are on my page who already agree with me. I keep seeing the same points brought up over and over, and honestly, like, every time I see them, it just makes me want to engage with them, but I know, like I said, it doesn't make any difference. And that's that either I'm indoctrinating all of these children, like not teaching them their subjects, and how would I feel? How would I feel if we did this with religion in schools? Chemistry. I'm a science teacher, so yeah, I am teaching during the day. GSA is our Gay Straight Alliance, which is a club that goes on after school, where the kids are allowed to be themselves and express themselves. And when we sell our Pride merch, it's during lunch hours, not during class time, and it's a table in the middle of an area that kids can come up to or not come up to. It is their choice. As far as the argument of how would I feel if this was religious, if we were pushing religion on kids, first of all, I don't think I'm pushing anything on anybody. Second of all, I find that argument really funny for a couple of reasons. First of all, we do in fact say the pledge every single day, which, you know, is religious in nature. One nation, under God, you know, how it goes. But also, in addition, we have another club at our school, in addition to GSA, which is called the FCA, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Ironically, we have the FCA to thank for our little Pride Week, because last year, our principal, who was a different principal we had last year, who was a pretty conservative man, but also a very, very fair man, he used the FCA's stuff that they do, whatever, their organization, something they had just done, I'm not even sure what it was, as a reason why he believed that we should get to have a Pride Week. I don't even remember what it was exactly. I just remember the conversation being something along the lines of, well, if we let one club do something, we should let the other club do it as well, and vice versa. So, yeah, thank you, FCA and Christianity in Schools, for giving us Pride Week.
So yeah, kids need the choice to be in GSA. They need the choice to be in FCA. They need the choice to be in both of those things. They are not mutually exclusive. We consider ourselves to be the school of choice. It's our motto. So we let kids choose what they want to be involved in and give them the opportunity.
A mom one day, and I absolutely can.
Just because you pretend and wear gender as a costume doesn't mean you will actually ever be a woman, and that's not hateful to say.
Yes, it is. It's extremely hateful. It's a lazy argument, and I hope one day you spend some time with some trans humans and your perspective shifts.
Are we waking up now? Are we seeing it? Look, for reference, that's Compton right there. I saw this tweet and I really wanted to highlight it because this is why I study what I study, which is public health nutrition. This is an issue. Food insecurity, racism, all the other isms are so directly related to negative health outcomes, and this is a perfect example of why not having adequate grocery stores in certain areas, such as Compton here, which, as even if you don't live in LA, I do not live in LA, we know historically that is a majority black area. No Trader Joe's. And granted, this is just Trader Joe's. I didn't look at the rest of the demographics of the area, but my point with this is to state how not having access to food and not being able to get the nutrients you need is directly related to people having really bad health outcomes later on in life. There's always this crap that is spewed by people like, you just need to eat healthier, you need to eat better. What happens when you don't have access to the things to do that? And also, what is healthy? That is a different video, but for the sake of this video, we'll discuss healthiness in terms of eating fresh fruits and vegetables, nutrient-dense foods, stuff like that. If everything around you is not conducive to that, you're going to eat what's around you. And eating what's around you is not bad. Like, you need to eat to live. And it directly relates to food insecurity because grocery stores are choosing on purpose to not build in areas that are majority black or brown neighborhoods. Maybe because they think, oh, they don't want this food. Or they think they don't have the money to spend it. But that ends up hurting so many people down the line and in their lives when the majority of their life they don't have access to grocery stores. And this is directly racist considering that most of these areas that this is impacting are going to be black and brown neighborhoods. Not white neighborhoods, but black and brown neighborhoods. Or if not black and brown, low income neighborhoods as well. And like I said earlier, I didn't look up the other maps to see what other grocery stores are around here. But this is just a really great example of a huge chain like Trader Joe's actively choosing to not put any of their stores in this region right here, which are gonna be majority black and brown neighborhoods or low-income neighborhoods. And people in those neighborhoods deserve to eat nutrient-dense foods too, and deserve to have access to it. On top of that, LA is a really great example because that's another city that you absolutely do need a car to get around in. Yes, there's public transportation, but like much public transportation in the United States, it's not reliable. So I just wanted to really highlight this to show public health and nutrition is very important. Trader Joe's, maybe think about building some more in the inner city here. Just thought. But if you like to learn more about this or hear about this or any of the things that have to do with public health nutrition, feel free to like, comment, share, and follow. Bye.
I was just walking back to my car from being at the shops getting groceries. Mum and I were together, but my mum had gone back into Coles because she'd forgotten something. So I was like, great, I'll take everything else to the car. And as I'm walking back to my car, there was this couple that walked past me, and I heard as she walked past me, she said to her boyfriend, wow, she's so fat. I know on here, sometimes proportionately, you only see this much of me, but I'm a size 22, Australian, size 20, size 22. I'm a big girl, you know. As other people know, I've got PCOS with insulin resistance, and I've been working on that for the past couple of years, but it's really freaking hard to manage. But at the end of the day, fat phobia is not okay, and we've still got a long way to go. So stop projecting your insecurities onto other people and go focus on loving yourself more and stop being fat phobic. Oh my god.
I heard that you respect microlabels and neopronouns. And I just needed to say hi and that I love you.
If I legally bought the Mona Lisa, would anyone be able to stop me from eating it?
So my husband, he's a farmer and mechanic for a living, and generally when he gets home, I ask him, hey, how's your day? And he's like, I don't want to talk about it. So then he didn't tell me because he's like, you won't understand. And we've been together for like 11 years. There's shit I understand, it's just I don't completely understand. And so then I just had to listen to him talking to his dad, telling him how his day was and what he did, and I was like, okay. And then we talk about how his day went after he gets off the phone with his father.